These are great cherry tomatoes. Is it true that Israel invented the cherry tomato? That's what I heard. Is it true?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I believe that they did something, but I don't know.
I don't know.
But I know one thing: if they are growing them on saline water, they are the sweetest in the world.
Well, I mean, they're terrific here. Yes, the cherry tomatoes you get here are very different than the ones we have in Toronto. They're terrific. But let's go back to cheeses. You said you gave me one kind of cheese that really helps prevent kidney stones and diabetes.
Yeah.
And what other? You had 5 kinds. What are the other 4 kinds? What's the first kind called, by the way?
This one?
Yeah.
Tamar.
Tamar. Okay. And 4 others?
Listen, the other it's for people that have to make diet. You know, when you're going to a store, health store, and you want to make fast, איך אומרים חילוף חומרים? How you say it? Digest, to make
make your digestion well. Okay.
Faster and stronger. You got a tea that's called Lotem's tea.
Lotem's tea, okay.
So the goats love it. So we make a different cheese when it's fruited, this plant.
So there's a plant that has the leaves of this tea?
Yes, and you make tea from that for people that want to have, to make a fast, to make a diet,
right,
to get more faster all the system. So they have that. And on the other hand, there is from the St. John's bread.
St. John's bread?
Yes, charuv.
I see.
It's a very interesting plant. And once they made here a very big, the plant here, a lot of forest for this plant. And they say the fruit is very good for feeding animals. So they thought that it's a very good source of doing things. And then they start feeding the animals. And then they get into a very big problem, that this tree has something very important to stop ovulation for in the feminine side. And then they become very happy. They're very clever, and they say, oh yes, you know, in the Sahara, in the sub-Sahara, when these trees is there, all the women that wants not to get to be pregnant, they eat the seeds.
I see.
A lot of seeds. And then they found that the wild, for example, we have gazelles here in the mountain. The gazelles eat this plant at August, all of them. So they can delay a little bit the time for the ovulation. They delay it in 1 month, so the babies are not born in the big storms. They are born just after the storm when it's green.
Wow.
Listen, life is so interesting. Everything in this world is going like that. It's synchronized. And we cannot forget it. And that's a very important part of our life.
And so when you're living here, you really feel really totally part of nature. And that's part of why you live here, I assume, because you're not living with neighbors, you're not living with movies, you're not living with theater.
No, I'm living here because I had a dream.
Going back to your dream.
Yes, I had a dream. It is a very hard job. Don't think that to be a farmer is easy. It is a work. It's a prison for life in hard work.
But you look the last thing like a prisoner. I mean, all your expression is about freedom.
Listen, we know about people that they love to be in prison. We know about the man from Electraz, and we know many. And we know that it's also a character of something. And I'm living here. It's not a jail. I don't feel that it is jail, but you donated your soul.
To this cause.
Yes.
But you mentioned before that we started the show that the government doesn't really, you're living on government land.
Yes, and they want to throw me. That is a normal thing in Israel. Don't think so different.
To throw.
It is very normal that one minister says something last month, and the minute that he change, or he die, or something happened to him, the other one find a different way to say it and say no. Because he said yes, he said no. People are fighting. They never go in Israel to the cause. The thing is, who is strong in the
Knesset? Or you mean the cabinet?
also in the Knesset? What do you think? It's different?
No, I'm just asking. I don't.
Yes, it is just story. Yes, it is very normal.
So, and how long have they been trying to throw you off this land?
I have a court and super court.
How long have you been in court?
That will be many years. Don't talk about it. It's too many years. Too many years.
And you go to court, and what happens in court?
Maybe the judge will say, listen, according to the law, number that and that and that, you cannot stay there. But I came to the planning and what to do it. It's not for the television.
You don't want it for television? Why not?
Well,
it's interesting.
No,
The
because
cheese is more
no,
interesting?
the cheese is very important.
Okay.
But listen, we don't want to speak bad about people. People
Okay.
are.
Okay.
They believe that that's it. They are making better country, and I think that they are making a bad country, worse country. That's it.
Okay. Leave
It's
it at
believe
that.
it, leave it at
But
that.
then what I want to do is see your goats because I want to see these goats.
I'm going to tell you about the goats. First of all, I'm going to tell you about the
Okay,
goats.
tell me about the goats.
While we are sitting here, very nice and warm outside, and we have to go like that. The thing is, we used to have here different goats from the beginning. I used to say, for example, starting with a local Bedouin goat. And this local Bedouin goats was very, very adapted to the area, but it gave a very little milk. Very, very little milk. We got something like 100 liters per goat for a year. And then we had a goat that came here from Switzerland, Zanen. It was here for many people have this goat. And we raised this goat, but she couldn't go to, the goat couldn't go to graze.
Oh, I see. Wasn't used to this kind of environment.
Yes. So we didn't keep them for a long time. But then we found that there is a Damascus goat, a better goat. And we start to learn about these goats. So we found that this goat, it's going back with him for 4,000 years to Africa. And from Africa, they took them to Bengal Bay, to Malabar and to Kerala and all these Indian Ocean places. And from there, they start to develop and go up through Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, and Syria, and this is called the Damascus goat. It's a part of the Zangabi goat. And then we found that the same goat from Africa, the Zangabi goat, started to climb up and went up to Egypt, to Sudan, Egypt, and all North Africa. And that's called the Nubian goat.
Right. They give much more milk?
Yes, because in the time that they go from Central Africa up to Egypt and all North Africa, it took them a few thousand years as an animal that become working and staying like a home animal, and it developed the milk.
So you use the Nubian goat, or?
Yes, and then I continue the story. Okay. And then this Nubian goat was taken to the zoo in England 250 years ago. After all this travel, they went to the zoo. And in England, when it was overpopulation in the zoo, they sent them to the first settlers in British Columbia. And there they found that that is the best. the jersey of the goat.
In Canada, in the British Columbia.
Yes, that's what I closed the circle for you. Because the goat is not something like that. It is a circle.
Okay, so let's see.
We go back to the same idea that I told you. Everything is going like that, and everything is a circle. So they developed this goat to the Anglo-Nubian goat. And we brought the male from America.
From not America, from Canada. You said.
Yes, that when we brought him here, he had the thing that he was from the first goat. We have the roots to the first goats in British Columbia.
I see. Well, look, let's
And
finish
then-
this. Let's finish the story down with the goats.